the thing, right? Let me just say to anybody listening.
He's winding up, folks. He is winding up.
Let me just say to anybody listening that leasing a new vehicle is one of the most unwise financial decisions you could ever make. But one day, I get a text from my brother-in-law, actually, who is married to your sister. And he was telling me how people on Twitter are talking about how crazy Tesla leases are right now.
Don't even. You want a Cybertruck?
No, I do not want a Cybertruck. Now that would be a waste of money.
Okay, good.
For $299 a month, you can lease a brand new 2024 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive long range.
What's rear-wheel drive?
The wheels from the back is what drives the power.
Do you know we live in Northeast Ohio?
I know, but we are lucky enough to have an all-wheel drive vehicle, and we're looking to replace another two-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel
drive. The one we have now is actually front rear.
Rear-wheel drive. Wheels. Drives.
It has wheels and it drives. Anyway, I've got some math on the back of my postage here that I would just like to share with you. Let me just repeat to everybody. Leasing a vehicle is not a smart financial decision. However, one, I am not 100% certain that an EV, an electric vehicle, or a Tesla is the right thing for us. So a 3-year lease would be a great way to test that. 2, we work from home, both of us. We don't put a lot of miles on cars. So when we do go out, how great would it be to never be using gas? Because we would never take the Tesla beyond the 350-mile range it has on a road trip. I mean, maybe we would sometimes, but for the most part, we're driving within a 50-mile radius. So we would never, ever, ever use gas, right?
I can feel you getting more nervous as you continue to talk. Say your pitch. Come on. This is your Shark Tank moment.
And again, I think it's a stupid decision, but it's only a 3-year risk.
Now, you keep before every single point you say it's a stupid decision. It's a stupid decision. It's a stupid decision.
I'm not really helping my case here. So if you go onto Tesla.com, on the homepage, it's like $299 lease. They try and show you the lowest prices. They include the monthly gas saving, and they don't include taxes and fees. So I think that's stupid, and you shouldn't do your math that way. I see I'm educating at the same time here. Harley, get in the shot, sit your butt down, and help me here, brother. Look at him. See, he's helping me. He wants the Post-it note. So instead of $299 a month, it would actually be $355. See, I'm being wise, and I'm actually accounting for all the costs. Multiplied by 36 months gives you $12,780 over 3 years. So you're paying $12,000. Let's call it, I'll round up. We'll call it a $13,000 risk, which sounds so stupid. If you bought the vehicle, it would cost you $37,238 after the government incentives for having an electric vehicle. I've already lost you. I can see it on your face. After 3 years, this is a very conservative estimate that the value of the vehicle will depreciate by 35%. It's more likely 40 to 45%, but I'm being conservative here. Which means...
You wrote a lot on that Post-it note.
No, these are just crib notes. Look, see? So the vehicle will depreciate by $13,000 over 3 years, and the lease will cost $12,780. So let's say $13,000 each. It will cost you the same, because if you sold the vehicle after 3 years, you would sell it for about $13,000 less than you bought it for. So either way, it's going to cost you $13,000, but you now are just not having to worry about selling the vehicle. Have I still got you?
Not really. If I'm being completely honest, like the 8th time that you said $13,000, I could no longer keep track with what you were trying to say.
You can lease the car over 3 years.
I'm a visual learner. You know this. Like I need to see. Can I see the note? Yeah. Let me see the note. Maybe if you explain the note, it'll be a little bit easier.
The top part is what it would cost to lease.
Yes, $12,780.
The bottom part is what you would pay to buy the vehicle after government incentives.
Yeah. And what's a government incentive?
So the government are giving people incentives to buy electric vehicles. So when you file your tax return, and if you've bought an electric vehicle, they'll give you $7,500 off your taxes.
Is that just because Elon Musk is like in with the big boss now, or?
No, that actually happened before that, but it's like a way to get people to stop buying gas cars.
Okay.
So price for the vehicle,
$24,000.
the price for the vehicle is actually $44,000, but I've put the price after the incentive.
37.
Right.
Okay, and then what's this? Minus 381.
No, that is.
I don't know what that is.
That says minus 35%. That's the conservative estimate of the depreciation of the vehicle after 3 years.
Okay, you don't have to say the word slower. I know what it means.
And then the $24,000 there is how much you could sell the vehicle for after 3 years.
Okay.
Working out to be $13,000 less.
Okay.
So you would lose $13,000, but you would have to sell the vehicle.
So I'm just confused on why you did this, because you're trying to show me that leasing it isn't really as bad as buying it.
Correct. That's what I'm showing you there. I'm showing you that it's way less risky, especially because when you're leasing, I mean, it's the same as buying it in the first 3 years, to be honest, but you get like the dealership warranty, and if anything goes wrong, you just take it to them, blah, 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 blah. But then we wouldn't have to worry about selling it after 3 years. We would just give it back. Or if we loved it, we could say, you know what? Excuse me, I want to just buy it from you.
Okay, but don't you have to buy, because it doesn't take gas, so don't you have to buy something to charge it?
Okay. There are two kinds of chargers. The other charger, the cheaper charger is $210, and it just plugs into the wall.
Okay. And the more expensive charger
is $450.
Which one would you want? I know the answer.
If we're currently renting, so I would just I would honestly stick with the cheaper one. I changed my mind about that.
And haven't they, like, I'm not trying to do like Tesla slander here, but haven't there been some issues? Is there any issues?
I mean, there's issues with all cars. But again...
But like big, flaming issues?
No, I think those... I mean, I guess...
Yeah. Maybe. Every so often, you know? Once or twice.
I couldn't confirm.
Not verified.
Unverified.
Oh,
so can we lease a Tesla for 3 years?
Okay, well, I'm not as against it as I think you would think that I would say I'm more against the idea of the hoopty pickup truck than I am the Tesla. But here's my dilemma with the Tesla.
Here's an interesting thing as well, though, is just buying an old pickup.
Leasing is a stupid decision, but now go ahead.
Buying an old hoopty truck would just cost us about $10,000 to $13,000 as well.
Right.
But we would have that for as long as it's life.
Okay, but here's my one.
I'm so stressed. I feel like I've just gone into battle.
You did your Shark Tanking. Okay, but my thing is that this would not even be, you would not even be coming to me asking me about this if it wasn't a deal.
You're right about that.
So you just want it because it's a deal. And
You're
a $13,000 deal is not a good deal to be made.
And to be honest, since I've written this down, I've thought about it a lot.
And you don't want it anymore.
No, that's not true. I do want it. I really do. And I actually was just at a place now where somebody had one and I was like, oof. I think I'm definitely like deal. I've got the deal eyes where I'm like, oh, this is a good deal. We got to take advantage of it. There'll never be another deal again in the history of mankind. Untrue. But we have other priorities. We want to buy a house. And that's another big adult financial decision we need to make. And no matter whether you buy or lease the car, it's going to affect my credit profile. And if we're going to get a home loan, I don't want them to be seeing like random things in the most recent history, especially because I just immigrated here.
Right.
This gets a bit complicated, but when you've just immigrated to the US, your credit history is as old as you've been here for.
Right. So you don't have a lot of credit history.
I'm trying to get banks to trust me right now.
Yeah.
And my average age of accounts is like a year.
You're like an infant in their eyes.
Exactly.
Newborn.
Exactly.
Fresh out the womb.
I'm basically the equivalent of a 19-year-old.
Yeah. So no to the Tesla.
I think I just talked myself off the ledge. Yeah, you came
to that decision without me anyways. But yes, no, that was my thought. My first thought was the only reason you want it is because it is a deal on sale, if you will. And then my second thought is our priority is getting into a home, buying our own home. And I don't think we should be making any $13,000 purchases until we have our home where we can have our own little podcast studio.
You know what? I think you're right. And what's yours is mine this week. You win.
What's yours is mine, Tesla pitch. Ready? Oh, the Post-its are hard to rip. It's over.
I'm pretty sure I've got a womp, womp, womp on here.
I was very impressed with all of your math, though. Very impressed. Those are crickets.
I want people to know that leasing is dumb for the most part, but leasing a Tesla is really, really smart.